I want to tell you all thanks for tuning in to JASL After Dark. I'm your host, Calvin, and this is season 9 of JASL After Dark. Those familiar with the show know that it's normally just streamed on at JASL Info on Instagram and Jamaica Aid Support for Life on Facebook. But for this season, season 9, we'll be right here on the Bridge 99 FM every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. I also have here with me my co-host, Shade.
Hey.
Wagwan, Shade.
All is well. How are you? Good night, everyone. Good night, viewers and listeners. My name is Shade Buckridge, your co-host for JASL After Dark. All right, so let's get into it. So since yesterday was Valentine's Day, we know a lot of things went down. We want to know who got flowers and chocolates, who went on a date, who had some late night fun, whatever it is, we want to know about it. We want to hear about it.
You see, that's the positive side to it, you know. A lot of people
True.
are heartbroken. They never get any flowers, not even a text message. So that's why tonight we're going to discuss love stories. Is Valentine's Day a trap? Now, we also have 4 great guests lined up in studio tonight. The beautiful actress Belinda.
Hi guys, good night. Good night. I'm so happy to be here.
We also have the social media influencer and comedian Weishe.
Yeah, man, good night. Good night to all.
We also have the dapper doctor who kept us informed and entertained during the pandemic, Dr. Philip Coombs.
Greetings.
So they're going to be here throughout the night to talk to us. We also have with us Roy Roberts, who is a representative from the Ministry of Health and Wellness Teen Hub, which is an adolescent-friendly safe space to bring awareness and increase knowledge about sexual and reproductive health issues, mental health, and other youth-related issues.
Blessings.
So they're going to be here for the entire night while we discuss the topic, love stories, is Valentine's Day a trap? But before we get to that, it's time for Hot Pot.
I'm hungry. I'm gonna want something juicy to eat. Are we in the pot?
It's time for Hot Pot.
Hot pot.
Hot pot.
Hot Pot.
No, sir. This catching it.
Hot Pot.
All right, so there are always some topics that are interesting and somewhat controversial. So each week, we're going to dip into our hot pot for a topic to discuss. So, Belinda, dip in the pot and tell me what's cooking.
Hot pot.
Yeah, read it into the mic first. Tell us.
So read it into the mic.
What does that say?
You want me to read it for you? Let me read it for you.
If sex.
Okay.
What is it?
Is
Sex a requirement or Valentine's Day?
Is sex a requirement on Valentine's Day?
Is sex a requirement on Valentine's Day?
Yes, so that's what we want to talk about. So let's talk about it. You know, is sex a requirement on Valentine's Day? What are your thoughts on that, my lovely guests?
Doc.
All right, Doc, you're in the hot seat tonight, so tell us.
I mean, I think every couple is different. I don't think that there is any hard and fast to having sex on Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is all about love. Somebody should feel definitely appreciated. Men, it's a day that we should really step up. So, yeah, I think it's something that we should use that day to really show our affection to ladies. So that's what I have to say about it. I don't know.
So sex is a requirement.
I never say it's a requirement, no.
But
Yeah,
answer
To
the
show
question.
affection, yes,
Yes.
that is.
So yes is your answer.
Sure.
All right, good. Belinda?
Is sex a requirement on Valentine's Day?
No,
Okay, and why? Why is that?
it shouldn't be. It can be a part of, but not the main thing. Because sometimes on Valentine's Days, you have couples who really come together to know each other well.
Yes.
You understand? So it's not really a requirement, in my opinion.
All right, so Weishe, what about you? Tell me what you think.
Alright, as Miss Belinda said, in terms of like the older age group, I don't really want to require them because you know them being together for a time or them are more mature individuals.
No one know about the older age group. I want to know what you think about yours. Yeah.
But my age group,
No.
age-
For yourself, talk for
overall.
yourself.
Oh, for myself?
Yeah.
Why? Yeah, man, I want a requirement, man. I know we're young, so all of them things there, you know, I play as a little young, you know? So it's a requirement.
All right, we know yesterday was Valentine's Day, so we still dig up in your business. Since you say it's a requirement, who we don't hear from as yet? Rory.
Rory.
Well, the question kind of vague. Is it a requirement if you're single?
Very good point. Very good point.
Oh, wow.
Good
Wow.
question, but it was intended in the context of
All
a
right.
relationship.
I wouldn't say it's a requirement, but eventually it come.
Not a requirement,
No.
but eventually.
In
it's
the
going
day?
to happen.
All right.
There are nights.
Whichever day, night, early morning.
necessarily on a particular day.
All right, so for me, I wouldn't say it's a requirement, right? I feel like if you celebrate Valentine's Day, if it's something you're into, I think it's all about love and all that. And yes, people are gonna say that sex is that highest point, that culmination, that greatest show of love if you are intimate with your partner. But personally, I don't believe it's a requirement on Valentine's Day. If you find other ways to express your love and you do all that and it leads to the sex, then great. But I wouldn't say it's a requirement.
For me, different individuals, a different perspective and experiences. Me need sex on Valentine's Day more than ever. So probably I go find a different position, do something different. Valentine's Day is about love. Every day is about love and you show appreciation. But on Valentine's Day, I think that's the day you're supposed to go the extra mile for me on that day. Romance me and give me something different. Normally give me foreplay throughout the year. Give me foreplay or do something different on that day. It's a requirement for me.
So
For me, today, it is a requirement.
You got it yesterday?
I need my.
You get it yesterday? You get it yesterday?
I don't want to talk my business.
All right, so you've heard their views. So the persons watching us on Instagram, you can let us know in the comments what you think. And the listeners on the radio, send us a WhatsApp message at 876-551-5782. That's 876-551-5782. To share your views and if you think that sex is a requirement on Valentine's Day or it's not for you, we want to know. So for those who are just joining us, it's JASL After Dark, brought to you by Jamaica AIDS Support for Life. Jamaica AIDS Support for Life offers free HIV and syphilis testing, free HIV treatment, free pre-exposure prophylaxis for HIV prevention, free HIV-related legal services. So we do a lot of work we do a lot of work in HIV response, and this show is where we get to discuss safer sex information. We are partnering this week with the National Family Planning Board, and we are happy that we are having this episode. We're happy we're back for season 9 of JASL After Dark. So, yeah, how you guys feel to be here tonight?
Oh, I'm feeling happy to be here.
We're just ready to talk about the whole sex at Valentine's Day.
All right.
That's why I'm here,
Rory says he's happy to talk about sex. All right, so we're gonna go for a break shortly, so we'll be right back here for JASL After Dark.
Yes.
All right, so we are back for JASL After Dark. Welcome back if you're just joining us. JASL
Yes.
After Dark, brought to you by Jamaica AIDS Support for Life.
So we have in the studio tonight with us Belinda Waysher, Dr. Philip Cobes, and Rory. And they will be a part of our discussion on love stories. Is Valentine's Day a trap? So let's get into it, okay? So my first question to all my guests is, do you celebrate Valentine's Day? Do you celebrate Valentine's Day? Who want to go first? Let the lady go first. Belinda.
No.
You don't?
It's not deliberate. It's just that for years, I've always been working on a Valentine's Day. So I never really get the opportunity to celebrate it. But it's not something that I dig like that because of not celebrating it for so many years. But I like the festivity.
And Doc, how about you?
I do. I definitely do. I'm happily married, so I make sure to take care of my wife when I get the chance.
Okay, nice.
This is a Valentine's poster yesterday.
And Rory, how about you?
Most definitely, I do celebrate Valentine's. Not like Belinda, so What
How
me
do you celebrate Valentine's?
I mean, ensure that my woman feels special.
Okay.
I'll take her on a date, etc. And then, me tell her my thing and lead up to something.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair enough. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. And Mr. Waysher?
All right, to be honest, me off and off. Me celebrate the halfway, because most Jamaican man, They not celebrate it because of that type of day they are where Valentine's really mean. But me celebrate it by watching the couples them and see who I get born and you know all of them little thing there. So that's how me celebrate.
Okay.
So Doc, you spoke about being happily married and everything. Do you think Valentine's is a lovers only day?
No, I don't think it's lovers only. I think it's also for persons who, have an interest in somebody else. It doesn't have to be necessarily a relationship that you're in. It can be just a day that you can show love, genuine love to somebody that you like. Maybe a friend or just somebody, a family member or somebody that you're interested in. You know what I mean? So I think it's just a good day that love can just be spread all over the place, and I think it's good. Yesterday the traffic was ridiculous, by the way. I need to throw that in there because I don't understand it. I mean, it's just anyway. Yeah.
All right. So you said it's good for if you show your love to somebody. If your coworker, if your wife's coworker, you don't want to show their love for her and then give her a gift for Valentine's Day. How you feel about that?
I feel good about that. I feel good that she's admired at work. Okay. Yeah. I mean, a rose is fine. I mean, if you're talking about other big gifts, then maybe not.
A pair of bridges.
No, man. But whatever she gets, I have to make sure that I go the extra mile, that I'm at the top. You know what I mean? So she get 1 rose, me I give her 12. You know what I mean? Yeah, man.
What about you, Rory? I think it's a lovers only day.
Not necessarily, but what I don't want is for persons to pressure themselves to create that image, and I see a lot of people do that. You may not have a partner, or you might know the man really like you, or the girl really like you, but you force up yourself for that day, because you just say you have to make a statement. Yeah. So I don't want people to feel pressured to create this whole facade of what it is. But for me, it is for love. Lover's Day. It's all about love, and it's not necessarily intimate love. But family love, with your friend.
It's not necessarily what?
Intimate as in sex or man or woman, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. But love as in family or your friends, co-workers,
All right, good. Well, I want to get in your business. What was your gift yesterday for Valentine's Day?
Work.
You didn't get a gift for Valentine's Day yesterday? Speaking your mic, baby.
Well, actually, I never wanted him to spend any money. He was going to do it. I said, no, don't bother do it.
Okay, want to save the money and do something else.
That's me.
Okay.
Something wrong with me, but that's me. I wasn't in the mood anyway.
Oh, nice. Fellas, how about you? What was your gift? Wishe?
My gift yesterday was argument.
Mighty.
Yeah, I just loan cussing throughout the day and just a little good morning text and I eat that.
Honest.
And right as Valentine's Day got done, I didn't tell we good again.
Oh.
Convenience,
right? So who started the argument, Wishe?
Yes, I was just about to ask a question. Who started it?
To tell the truth, I mean, I don't really want to buy nothing. So, I make up an
excuse.
argument, man.
That would have never been a woman thing. Like, we always try to find excuse for everything. How about you, Rory?
I got absolutely nothing.
What did you give?
Rose, chocolate, love.
Okay.
And yeah.
So, how about you, Doc?
For me, well, I had a very busy night the night before. I was at work. But I
did you have a busy night that Valentine's night as well?
No, I had to sleep. But essentially, no, man. I mean, I tried to see how best I could, show my appreciation to my wife. So I got her some roses, got her, a nice dessert and a massage package and stuff. So
nice. Yeah. So do you think? I mean, when it comes down to Valentine's Day, the women always think about what they should get and they expect gifts. What are your views? Do you think men should get gifts on Valentine's Day as well?
Quite frankly, I mean, I think that the day has been really centered around women. Men giving gifts to women. It does come across that way. I don't think that there's anything wrong with men getting gifts from women. But overall, I think that the day is really celebrated, or is really to celebrate women. That's just how it feels and how it is right now. But I don't think there's an issue if a man gets a present from a woman. If a woman shows appreciation to a man, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, no.
All right, let's see, Rory, what's the most expensive gift you've gotten and given for Valentine's Day?
I can't remember.
We want to know. We want to know. It's
expensive
Valentine's. Yes.
That's that question is hard. Most expensive.
Car, land,
No, son,
farm.
I think the most expensive gift me get at the cologne I wear now from last time. Yeah.
This is sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me. And
Where she?
And Belinda, before you get there, because we've been asking the men, and she's the only female right now, you know, what is the most expensive gift you've gotten your partner? Or the most expensive gift you've received?
Oh, a car.
Oh.
And for him, I gave him 8,000 US.
Oh, nice. That's what I'm talking about. Energy.
Belinda,
Yes,
me
because I
single.
think men should get gift.
me single Belinda.
Where she? I mean, you're the youngest one in the room. So what about for you?
Alright, to tell the truth, the last time I get a Valentine's Day gift, I think it was grade 6 or 5. And the dearest thing you know, like a picture frame, Mark, I love you, you are my heart. To be honest, I thought my dearest Valentine's Day gift.
You've received, what have you given? Like, what have you ever bought?
To
For
tell
your-
the truth, I remember, I think it was a basket, you know.
Yeah.
I think it was a basket.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice. That's nice. It's a thought that counts. Okay.
So we want to know, you know, believing in love and Valentine's Day and all of that. If you don't have that expression, if your partner doesn't wish you happy Valentine's Day, or they don't give you a gift, how you feel about that, Doc?
I mean, I don't really feel any way about it, to be honest. There has to be an understanding between, you know, each other. If you don't celebrate it, you don't celebrate it. There has to be some level of, you know, as I said, just understand what each person is going through. The day might be a difficult day. As I said, we both have jobs. We're both doctors. And so for me, I had work the night before. If she was busy or she just wasn't able to get a gift, it's not going to really affect me as maybe it used to be back in the day. But I know it just, as I said, it really depends on an individual level and a relationship level.
What about you,
Okay.
Belinda?
Yeah, it depends on the depth of the relationship. It means nothing to me. What was the question again?
If you
If you don't get happy Valentine's Day,
gift.
Not
yeah.
a problem. Not a problem to me because we share gifts on a regular basis anyway. So it's not a problem. If I'm a birthday, no. Then not a problem. That
Okay.
Beshe, what about you? If you're in a relationship and you know it is this girl and share your heart and she not even wish you a happy Valentine's
Yeah,
Day,
don't get
how
nothing.
you feel about that? You not get nothing.
Well, as I said before, the day is not really a big deal for me because, to be honest, throughout the year, love for sure. But even though that day is a little special, yeah, you know, and not a big deal to me, to be honest. Not a big deal.
Okay, fair enough. It's not a big deal for me. Like, you know, I live with my partner, so I give gifts just because. I receive gifts just because. I mean, we both work, you know, we have a family, we have kids to take care of, and we're on the go. So if you tell me, you tell me. If you don't tell me, you don't tell me, you know, but more something later.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
me, it's not a big deal either. Not a big deal. Like, for me, Valentine's Day is not this big thing that, oh, it's a deal breaker if nothing doesn't happen. Yes, it's good to show love, but it's all about that communication, that relationship that you have with your partner. So if it's something that you are big on and your partner is not big on, it's important that you have that
Exactly.
conversation so
Exactly.
that no one has these unmet needs, these unmet expectations and all of that.
That's the important part.
Definitely.
Okay.
So we are up on another break. This is JASL After Dark, brought to you by Jamaica Aid Support for Life. All right, it's 9:32 on the Bridge 99 FM. You're listening to JASL After Dark.
All right, and we're still here with our lovely guests. And the questions continue. So my next question is for Doc. All right, so for some people, Valentine's Day comes with a lot of anxiety, trying to get the perfect gift, feeling depressed. You know, if you don't get a gift or if your partner doesn't put you on their social media. So, Doc, what are some ways people can ensure that Valentine's Day is not a day to be filled with anxiety for them?
Well, it really goes back to just the understanding between the persons, you know. If you are in a relationship, then there has to be some sort of understanding as to their expectations for the day. Communication is key.
Very much so.
Communication. So you need to discuss upfront what you think you would want or what you require. It can also be a surprise, yes. But if you want to really get rid of that anxiety, it's very important to communicate between each other and to try and get that understanding from before. So you can kind of get rid of that. I don't know if that really answers the question.
So get the understanding before, and then you can get rid of that.
Yeah, I mean,
Alright. So it's Valentine's Day, and it's the week where we celebrate Valentine's Day, and that for a lot of persons means having sex, which we observe this week as Safer Sex Week. So Rory, tell us about Safer Sex Week. What the history about it, and what does it really mean?
Well, you know, we say Valentine's is about sex. So, you know, when it comes to Valentine's Day, everybody have a heap of sex, and that's how the whole Safer Sex Week comes in, because we're trying to protect persons while they enjoy themselves sexually. So that is how Safer Sex Week come about. So it's a week of activities, a week of giving information on how to protect yourself, a week on giving you gears as in condoms, lubricants, those beautiful things in terms, I should say, arm yourself up with, to protect yourself. So, yeah.
So the data has been showing since the pandemic that we have an increase in HIV transmission among the 16 to 24 age group. So what tips would you have for them to protect themselves?
You hear that, 16 to 24. So it's a younger age group. The fact that they are young but they're having a lot of sex. So they have sex but they don't have the right information. So the tip that I would have is, one, find a safe space where you can get the correct information, because sometimes when you get the information, you get it from the wrong source. So get the correct information. And I'll also say have a close relationship with your, I don't want to say parent, but
Some adult
adult
can
guardians
trust,
who you
and-
can
yeah.
trust, because we realize that also a breakdown, because this sex is still taboo. Sex is still taboo among young society. So when young people having sex, I was having a conversation at work today about young ladies. They say, why you create the space for young people like us? I said, listen, you having sex, right? She said, yes. So I said, if you go pharmacy and buy a condom, how you feel like that? She said she would have never go pharmacy. I said, right, because people are going to judge you and are going to say, oh, look how she young, or look how she this or that. So we create safe space where young persons can feel accommodated and feel welcome to have these conversations.
So
when they say we, who you talking? When they say we, who you talking?
In terms of
Referring to as we.
we adults, we society, people.
Okay.
all right, Weishe, when you were younger, where did you get information about sex?
Alright, so to be honest, I kind of agree in the street. So I say street, I don't really mean like as a bad kid. Because my parents are vendor, like from me I grew. So I kind of in the street more and more. So I get to see adult talk about it. And you know what, that is an open space. So you go come across all type of different things. So I really get the information from like adult, like certain big man. You see, because I'm always a big man friend me have when I little.
Okay. And for you, Belinda, if you could go back in time and meet your teenage self, what is one message you would tell yourself in relation to safe sex?
Don't get breed for no work list, man. Don't get knocked up at 16. Don't get breed for no all get a work list, boy. I'll give it done.
Well, you
But
see,
you see, I grew in that time, I was raised in that time. I was raised in a community when they would tell you that picnic fall from sky. But I wasn't an idiot. I was very bright. I was attending a very top school at the time. So I knew the do's and the don'ts. But they were peer pressure. Because all of my friends, they were having sex at the time. Christian, Pitney, them. You understand? I wasn't having sex at the time. But you follow a friend and thing. But I would tell my young self, don't breed for no work, so I'll get a boy. Man.
all right. You see, that's a good thing you mentioned that, because we are partnering with the National Family Planning Board for this episode of JASL After Dark. And for our viewers and listeners, they actually have a slogan which encourages young people or young women to delay having children. So the person who can actually send that or type it in the comments and let us know, the first person to type it in the comments, let us know what's that NFPB slogan that tells you to, delay having children and actually
Calvin,
grow up before you do that. You win some phone card. Yeah, Rory.
Just to add to what Weishe said, because you hear him say most of the information when get that from
Big man. Right.
And you know it's a funny thing, the wrong information you get this because them really don't have the right information.
Yeah.
So you get information from a big man that tell us that yo, here I have a red and black, me get shot last week, but me have 2 pills left, you can't share it. You know?
Yeah.
Me give you one we left
Oh,
back.
my Lord.
And you know that don't make no sense. So yeah. So that is why I said before, you have to be careful where you get the information from and who you get the information from. Because Weishe being young, he's going to trust the adult, but the adult not really have the right information.
Doc, I heard you chime in when you talked about the sharing the medication.
Listen to me. You should not share medication, first and foremost. Please, if you are having symptoms of something, whether it is a sexual infection or anything else, I don't recommend that you go to somebody who is not medically trained and take medication from them. Whether it is for high blood pressure, whether it is for an infection, whether it is for anything else, do not share medication, please. Yes.
All right.
I just want to make that clear so we can.
We just want to
medication.
remind our viewers and listeners that Jamaica AIDS Support for Life, we provide free HIV and syphilis testing at our 3 locations in Kingston, in St. Anne's Bay, and in Montego Bay. And the National Family Planning Board also provides free HIV testing at the 5 Sylvan Avenue location.
All right. Rory, my question is for you. At what age do you think young people are adequately prepared to engage in sexual relationships? Or in relationships?
In relation. Oh.
Yeah.
Sexual relationship or relationship?
All right, in relationships. Let's keep it at relationships.
Yeah. I like you make the mistake or whatever I call it, because guess what? Young people believe that if they're in a relationship, they must have sex.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And that's what we want to take out of them age. You can actually be in a relationship without having sex.
Right.
Right? You can be sexy but not having sex, right? But what age for relationship? No, with the right guidance and information, but I say 13. Dating. Date, you can date. 13? Yes, date. Dating. Hold on. Dating.
Yeah.
Dating.
Okay.
Not relationship. But in terms of
That's so funny.
No, but that's a relationships. Don't give me the dating. I want the relationship.
relationship.
Take me to the relationship. Yes, I don't want to go to the process.
16.
16.
Yes,
So we put it
16.
at age of consent.
Yeah,
16.
16.
For relationship.
For relationship, 16.
Okay, for me it's 21. But yeah, when you okay, let's move on.
21. No, sir.
13.
No, as I said, no. All right, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but
clarify.
Let me clarify, because
Yes,
I don't want to have it
please.
the wrong way. Right? What I get to understand is the taboo around relationship and dating. And young persons have this fear where they think that even if they see a boy or a girl that, like, it's the ultimate sin. So they will not say these things, right? So from my perspective, it's okay. Because I have a niece. My niece is 13. And I ask her a question like, you say, boy, you like? And she look at me like she not expect me to ask her that. And she said, yes. Awkward. So I said, no, you can't tell me, like, you know. And she said, oh, yeah. I said, okay, it's fine if you like a boy, it's natural, but that means say. You understand? So what I want for us to get rid of the whole taboo thing over it.
I understand what you're saying, but I wouldn't endorse it.
No.
I wouldn't endorse it because at age 13 and put it this way.
Date, yeah.
At age 18 and dating, they're not so writing up in them head same way. Them can't angle the books with it same
Because
way. So
your
we are talking
perception
about
of
13.
dating.
Well, I know we are talking about these nowadays kids. We are talking about
The
13.
Gen Z and the Gen X.
The 13-year-old and dating, it are gonna mess with the books, trust me.
Okay.
So I wouldn't endorse that at all.
All right, you see, this whole dating thing can get out of the ballpark because
can,
the
can.
perceptions about what dating is in the first place can differ so much. But Weishe, how comfortable are you to talk about sex with your peers, your age group, and what are those conversations like?
All right. Me 200% comfortable. Because you know, say I'm a younger age group that certain things we can say. Like, for instance, I'm going to talk to an adult. you know, we can't really use expletive to that. But like with my younger peers now, we can literally talk the raw convo and everything. And them
What you tell them?
alright, fans and we are talk, we don't really go like
Exactly.
in depth with every detail. You understand? We just mention certain things like, you know, certain position if you manage and, you know, them like a thing. We don't really go in depth with, you know, all type of
Okay.
certain things.
So you're comfortable talking about the sex. So you see, young people are comfortable talking about the sex. But in terms of the protection part, are you comfortable going into a store and buying condoms?
Alright. At this age now, at 18 now, yeah, me very comfortable now. Cause as me say, me get bigger now, so I don't really no matter. But like when me are 16, 17, But now me have identification can show say, yo, me legal in a country, I'm a big man now. Yeah, no problem.
It might be kind of different for the females even when they reach 18 because there's this thing with female buying condoms, she's the B word, but with the guys buying condom at 18,
He's
again,
now
you
a
look younger
man.
than 18, I'm a man. Yeah, road boy, yeah, go on.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's,
And that's one thing we need to tackle
There's some
because
pressure.
women need to know
Similar
that
to what you
sexual
were saying.
health is your responsibility as well.
It
You
is.
can't leave it to the man for walk with boots. Right? You have to protect yourself as well. It's your responsibility.
I remember
just
that
as
a
much as it's
schoolgirl
the
was
man's
telling me that
responsibility.
she confided in me and she was saying that she and her boyfriend went on a date and she's 18 and she had her condom and everything and the boy said she the boy said she had the B word because she was prepared. So I must say you know you're an expert and him did turn off.
That's
And him just
maybe
ended
they
the
are vetting young
relationship, so.
people.
Yeah, you see, that's a concept, a misconception a lot of men have.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
it's something, as I said, we need to tear that down because it's the woman's responsibility to protect herself as well, just as much as it's
As just
the
as
man's
the male wants to
responsibility.
protect themselves.
Exactly.
I agree.
So you
Agree.
better protect yourself, women.
All right.
But Rory, with your work at the Teen Hub, well, we'll come to that question shortly because we
Right
are
after the
up
break.
on another break right now. So it's JASL After Dark on the Bridge 99 FM. Right. Welcome back to JASL After Dark, brought to you by Jamaica Aid Support for Life. And we're partnering with the National Family Planning Board this week for Safer Sex Week. Dr. Coombs, as we talk about safer sex,
Yes.
a lot of wine and liquor drinking occurs during the Valentine's period. So I want to know, is there a connection between risky sexual behavior and alcohol?
Definitely. Most certainly.
Tell us how.
Well, there are different levels of intoxication that occurs when alcohol is consumed. Based on the level of alcohol in your bloodstream, it can cause you to have an altered mental status. And because of that, you change the way you think. Things are perceived differently. Pain is also lessened if you are. It's like an anesthetic. And then you don't make correct judgment all the time, so your judgment is impaired if you have alcohol, if you're intoxicated. And therefore, when it comes down to sex and sexual intercourse, it becomes different in terms of your agreement to it and also your level of satisfaction, as well as, overall it changes when you're intoxicated or when alcohol is consumed with sex. So it's something that should be monitored, that you should take with consideration if you are going to engage in sexual
So don't just think
pleasures.
about for build a vibe or wall of vibes,
No, not necessarily. However, I mean, I'm not saying that you should not drink if you're going
Right.
to have sex, because it does sometimes enhance the sexual pleasures. However, you have to be mindful of the amount of alcohol that you take in, because it can also have legal implications as well, as we
Yes.
can get into. But we
Different
don't
kind
have
of-
to.
yeah.
We don't have to. So, yes, it does play an important role when it comes down to sexual intercourse, even around Valentine's time, because as you said, around Valentine's time, people drink alcohol and so on. So, yes.
Okay.
So I
all
can
right.
even add to that, Calvin, not only legal aspect, but in terms of protection. You can have the condom on because you're so drunk you don't even remember. So
That is
Right.
correct.
Yes.
You know, so you know, protect yourself.
And that's why I be a drunken baby band in November.
Well,
All right. So my next question is for Rory.
Yeah.
Do you think social media impacts the decisions of young people, their self-esteem, how they form relationships, and the decisions they make about sex, and generally how they access SRH information?
Of course.
For our viewers and listeners, SRH means sexual and reproductive health. Yeah.
Right.
Most definitely. Social media is the thing now. That's
Right.
where everybody get them probably values now and not even from the family, but you know. So for a young lady, you know, social media, how a girl look that's so she want to look, how she see the relationship, so she want for a relation. Even though
goals.
sometimes you know, say a fakeness and a facade.
It
but,
is.
you know, it pushes us, it influences us a lot. So most definitely social media impacts how we view ourselves, how young people view themselves, and how they view each other. Is that a good thing? Maybe not. Depends on how you perceive it. It can be good. But for the most part, I think it affects young person's self-esteem because you feel like you should look a certain way, you should act a certain way, you should do certain things to be accepted or to feel like wanted or, you know, be a part of. In terms of SRH, in terms of young people accessing information via social media as it relates to sexual reproductive health, it's not where it should be, but I think it's getting somewhere.
It's getting there.
So
It's
especially when a
getting
person
there.
like Dr. Coombs, turn social media influencer, you know, you can get correct information,
Access, right.
information in a very youthful, and not trim down, but you can get youthful information in a very, because a lot of us never see doctors like how we see Dr. Coombs. Like we think doctors boring and we're probably not a whole, we know the information, but when you have social media, you can get this information in a, you connect it, it works.
Yeah, man.
Right.
So social
I'm not
media.
bored enough.
You say no more.
Not boring.
Social media alters a lot of our perception when it comes on to dating, relationships, sex,
Everything.
and Valentine's Day also. So, Belinda, I'm sure your relationship would not have been really. Social media is not where you would have gotten the idea from. So we want to know: is Valentine's Day fun for persons who've been together long, for married people, for big people? Is it still?
It depends on the person you're with. Because someday there's some people and it does become so monotonous and empty. But for Valentine's Days with people who are together for a while, it can be mysterious. It can be complicated. And it can be excited. Especially when you have two freaky people link up. You know, I know a couple, they are very freaky and they have been together for 18 years.
Open-minded.
Very open-minded.
Yes.
Can I say freaky on the
Open-minded. Very open-minded.
Shade, you open-minded.
I know.
You're very open-minded.
No, that's
You're talking with this. So it depends on the person that you're with.
Okay. All right, Rory, let me ask you a question. How can condom use be a sexy topic, and how can condom be consistent in relationships?
Lord, this hard. Condom use, how can it be a sexy topic? Valentine's Day, you know, you can make the condom sexy. You know, when I make sex, you can use different ways of putting it
Me
on.
don't say nothing, me just look
We're
fine.
just looking, we're engaging.
Me just look fine, yeah.
So usually people say condom boring and you don't want to use it and it broke vibes. You know, the female can use her mouth to put it on. That's sexy, you know. Play some music and, you know, you have flavored condoms and them little thing there.
The glow in the dark.
You have strawberry and them little thing there. So, of course, condom can be sexy, depends on how you want to use it. It definitely can be a sexy topic. Listen to me. Anything with sex can be sexy and fun because it's your mind.
That's all you
It's your mind. So if you want to really use it, you can find creative ways. Use condom with fruits and all them something.
Creative
Valentine.
ways. Yeah, we hear some advice from
Wink,
Rory.
wink.
So, Dr.
Okay.
Coom, a question for you.
Yeah,
So
man.
there is a belief that a lot of sex occurs on Valentine's Day outside of the feel-good factor of sex. What are some benefits of having sex, and why would you encourage people to have sex on Valentine's Day?
Well, sex is healthy.
Yes, it is.
Sex is healthy for you. It produces different hormones, endorphins in the body that actually helps to reduce stress.
Release.
And if your body is
Release. Let me take my notes.
yeah, man.
Release
If your
stress.
body is stressed out, you actually produce a hormone called cortisol that's actually naturally produced in the adrenal glands. And what that does is that it can increase your blood pressure. And your blood pressure, I did a talk today on blood pressure and your heart. Blood pressure can harm your heart significantly, and you don't want high blood pressure. So sex actually reduces that, and it's pretty good. It also develops your emotional development with your partner as well. That connection strengthens during sex. That's important as well. So yeah, there are many different benefits, but those are just two that I want to just point out straight away.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they make you sleep like a baby.
Yeah, man.
Benefits when the time is right and you're responsible enough, because you know want to go here say yeah, sex is make you what the emotional thing, 'cause young people want to hear them something. Oh, the doctor man did say it make me stress free. So it comes with responsibility.
It does.
In context. In
And I want to
context.
add as well, as Doc says, sex is healthy. Solo pleasure is also available. You know, you can definitely release just the same with solo pleasure. So again, the pressure of Valentine's Day being trapped and having sex.
So when it's a solo pleasure, as in masturbate?
As in masturbate, right?
They're pretty tough.
As in masturbate. I have to be mindful as in masturbate. So Doc is right, of course, but let's not forget, if you're single, don't feel pressure to feel like you have to have a partner for Valentine's Day and you have to do this for Valentine's Day, pressure yourself and the anxiety and the stress and all of that come about. Hello, go and masturbate.
And the topic, you know, Valentine
Go
trap.
on, massive.
It can be a trap, you know.
It can be a trap, so I wanted to just point that
A
out.
whole heap of little hustlers out there, you know. When it a lead up to Valentine's Day, that all the man will never like them, but them never like the man.
Belinda,
Let me
enough
tell you
of a tree,
something. I not got through them something. No, I not got through them something. Let me tell you, see, have a whole heap of girl out there, them line up the man who them know them are going to eat out.
Yeah.
In every way.
But
I mean, listen.
This is
Eat
for
on them
another night.
pockets.
This is
Them
another topic.
pockets. Eat on them
Another
pockets.
night, yep.
All right, so Weishe, final thing I want to hear from you. So for the young people listening, right, how important it is for them to be practicing safe sex?
Alright, to be honest, it's very, very important. Due to the fact that I'm mostly the younger age group, I contract different type of STI, STD, all of them things there. So in my honest opinion, I feel it's very, 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 very important to practice the safe sex thing. Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said. And Doc, how about you?
Well,
Final words?
Thank you. So I'd like to say that on that topic, you know, I want to strongly endorse healthy sexual relations. Safe sex is always important, especially when it comes down to STIs, STDs prevention. All right, the use of a condom and the proper use of a condom, I should say, is important. One condom should be used at a time. I know there are persons who are, you know, afraid and try to put on two condoms because they are hesitant and so on, but that is actually not good to use more than one at a time. Putting it on properly is also important, and it's just not just to prevent pregnancy, but STIs.
Right.
All right. So I want to say that
Right.
loud and clear for all the listeners. Safe sex is the way to go. All right.
And Rory, any advice for young people, and where can they find NFB?
NFPB.
Yes.
You can-
NFPB.
The National Family Planning Board,
Yes.
NFPB, can be found at 5 Sylvan Avenue, Kingston 5 Crossroad, right where the big tasty there. You can't see it, you can't miss it. And it's a safe space for young persons. You can go there and get your information, family planning, HIV, family planning counseling, HIV testing, syphilis testing. You can get condoms, you can lubricants, all those beautiful things. And just to add to what Dr. Coombs and Weishe say, yes, protect yourself, young people, use a condom. And when we say use a condom, we mean latex condom. No bread bag, no scandal
Plum bag.
no plum bag. Them something they don't work.
Plastic bag.
And finally, young people, get your information from the right source. Because you don't want to
That's
get certain misconception.
Okay.
Belinda, final
Belinda,
words?
final words?
Okay, whether Valentine's Day is a trap or not, it's better to be safe than sorry. And you're not only preventing yourself from diseases, you're preventing yourself from early pregnancy, which can lead to Dr. Elmina,
Yes,
something
yeah.
at the womb. No,
Oh,
man,
yeah, sorry.
cancer, cervical
Oh, yes,
cancer,
yes, early,
and
early.
all those things. I had a child at a very tender age of 16, and every day I worry if that going to happen to me. And girls, you have to be careful, choose your partner wisely. If you want to choose a partner, stick with one, because the different size penises them can cause. Tell me now, doctor. It can cause womb cancer.
You're going well. You're going well.
No, because you see, remember, as I said before, when a child gets pregnant, it has nothing to do sometimes with not being knowledgeable of what she's supposed to do or not, the do's and don'ts, sometimes them body tingle. My body did just tingle for 1 minute, less than a minute. You understand? And I got pregnant because I was a part of the
Belinda, as you said, less than a minute.
We have less than a minute. We have less than a
We
minute.
have to wrap
You
up.
got it there.
So we want to thank our listeners for joining us for JASL After Dark. This is season 9 and this is episode 1. Tonight we discuss love stories, Valentine's Day. Is it a trap? No. JASL After Dark brought to you by Jamaica AIDS Support for Life. We provide free HIV and syphilis testing, free HIV treatment, and free HIV-related legal services. You can give us a call, 925-0021, or follow us on our social media platforms. Thank you for joining us. What we can't say in the day, we'll discuss after dark.